Konnichiwa troops, Alyttleton here again with another video, and this time we're looking at how to defend Skyscraper. Just before we get stuck into the meat and bones of this video, I never normally say this, but do me a favor, like and subscribe if you watch it. I never normally ask people to subscribe, I just hope that you do it because you might enjoy the video. But do us a favor, if you're watching, press subscribe, it costs you nothing, it makes me day. Nice one. I used to hate playing Skyscraper. When it was added to ranked after it was reworked, I used to ban it every single time that I could, and I now realise why that was. I just didn't know it well enough. And I'm going to call that from now on Emerald Plains Syndrome. That's why people ban Emerald, because they just don't know it well enough to play it and they call it a bad map. Well, that's what I was like with Skyscraper. I've spent the time to learn it since then, and I actually love playing it in rank now. So we're going to go through the two main sites on this map. That's Tea and Karaoke and Office and Exhibition. There's two other sites as well, which is Barbecue Kitchen and another one on the house side of the map. I'm not going to get into that on this video. Maybe we'll go into them on another time, but for now we'll look at the two main sites that are mainly played in ranked. That's enough waffling. We don't need any more of that. Let's just get stuck into it. So starting with defending Tea and Karaoke then, this is quite a complex setup in terms of reinforcements because you have to do both the west and the east side of the map, but we're not here to do things by halves, so I'll show you both and you can choose what you want to do. So starting with Geisha, we've got the dividing wall and the external wall, that's 2. Over to Tea, we've got the single wall on the right hand side and the 2 walls in the middle, that's 5. Then over on the east side of the map, we've got the single wall in VIP. And then we've got the 2 walls in Office that make up what you would call the main breach on this side of the wall, on this side of the map. So I know you're defending over there. You can see the bombs are over there, but you must defend this side as well if you can. Oh, by the way, radios, because there's one there and there's one here as well. Oh, missed that. That's embarrassing. Right, so going over to lines of sights and rotates on this side of the map. Now, depending on the elo that you're playing, you might only need to defend this side of the map, but if you play higher elo, this side of the map is definitely going to get taken first. So let's just start with the rotates. You want one from Karaoke towards Geisha. You want feet holes, and you must do this. You have to have a way to defend Geisha other than someone just standing here. Those feet holes are imperative. Then we have a rotate on sort of top black stairs area. Now, at the highest level of comp, they would have a rotate at the back of T here, but this is just your general rank setup, so you're not going to have that here. We have feet holes along here. And then you've got a choice of what you want to do here. You can either leave this soft and play in T, although I'm going to make the lines of sight here that I think is a good idea. And you do it all the way across Tea Room. And then we do it across Karaoke as well. So what you can do now is you can play in Karaoke and defend pretty much all of Tea Room. There's only one door in, right? So you can play in here. You can reinforce this wall. Or you could... and that will then defend you from this side as well. And then you can hold the door from here. Playing in Tea Room isn't a good idea in my opinion. The floor is entirely soft, obviously, but it's just not a good place to be. It's difficult to defend from in here, in my opinion. You get a lot of people sort of hiding in here and stuff, and as long as there's nobody in Karaoke or Geisha, you probably could play in Tea, and then if they start pushing and taking Dragon, you can back off into Karaoke. But you can just hold that door from here. You could reinforce this wall if you wanted to, and play from behind here. But as long as you keep this line of sight open, Tea is it's pretty much free. So that's this side of the map. Then we've got to go over the other side. Now, when I play this map in ranked, I don't bother with this side of the map. I defend here. And we put I don't know if you saw the mute setup, but it was the mute setup video. It was in that, but you put a reinforcement there and a reinforcement on the main breach. And now in terms of rotates, I only do one over this side. And that's not there. I don't know why I've done that. Ignore that. Ignore that. That didn't happen. Please don't make me re-record this whole section because I shot that. I mean, you could even reinforce this if you wanted to. So the reason we make the line of sight in Geisha is you need somebody playing drum. Somebody has to play here. It's a pretty safe place to play, to be honest with you, because you only have to worry about this side of the map, right? When somebody jumps in the Geisha window, you're going to kill them before they jump in. If they open the breach, you get tight to this wall, and you can watch the jump in and the breach. Don't start peeking the breach, because you'll die to someone on rappel. Just stand here. As long as you stand here, you're causing the attackers a massive problem, because they can't jump in Geisha without dying. Now, the problem is when you're standing here, you're going to get pushed from this side of the map. And that's why we do a full setup over here, because you're going to have somebody playing around this area in lounge, in office, or in exhibition. Watching house stairs, watching the samurai window jump in. Someone defends this side, someone defends drum. You have to defend drum. It's imperative. You can't just hold geisha. I know I've said this already and I'm repeating myself, but it's super important. You can't just stand here in geisha and defend the window from here and the breach from here. I sometimes like to start around here and get a bit fruity on the window, but then as soon as the breach gets open, try and retreat back to here if you can. But obviously you've got to go past the window to do that, so it's dangerous. But bear in mind, this floor's soft. And there's a window underneath. Right there. So you can get grenaded from below quite easily if you're playing in this area. So holding geisha is a near impossible task unless you've got this open. If you lose geisha and the attackers get control of geisha, it's not easy to come back from. It's quite easy for the attackers to walk through here. There's not very many angles you can hold this from apart from there. So once they come through this area, then they're in sight. It's just, you need to hold on to geisha. So that's pretty much it, really. In terms of lines of sight and cheeky things that you can do, I personally like playing... make a hole here, by the way. I haven't talked about that. I personally like playing mute or soulless over this side of the map. Hold here. Hold house stairs early. I can guarantee you, in your game, at some point, there's going to be a knock, an Iona, or an Ash that does this. Hang on. There's going to be a knock, Iona, or Ash that does this, right? Punches the barricade like that, then goes like this. Checks if anyone's on that cam, and they aren't. And then comes up here like this. And when they get here, they're going to start going like this. And at this point, you're waiting there. It happens all the time. They crouch walk, they punch their way through that barricade, crouch walk up house stairs. You're just chilling like this going, what are you doing, mate? Good night. It happens all the time. That's pretty much it. It's been a bit of a long section, but that's how I defend Karaoke and T. A lot of the time for me is spent on this side of the map. Just to reiterate, in higher elo, you need to defend this side of the map. In lower elo, people might not attack that side as much, and in which case you can play around here, play geisha, play house stairs. Definitely play a guy underneath in barbecue, because you get in lower elo, people love this area. I don't know why. People love jumping in this window in lower elo, and if people do jump in that window, let me show you something. In fact, I didn't show you the vertical angle. If people do jump in that window, I can never remember exactly where it is, but it's somewhere here. Where am I here? This is embarrassing. Andy, you're supposed to know what you're talking about, mate. Where's the window? Hang on a minute. I don't know why I just shot then. I didn't mean to do that. I haven't made this for a little while, so you'll have to forgive me. Where's the window? Was I far off? Oh no, I need him more to the right. Bugger. I knew it was there somewhere. I'm not clipping this out. Look, I don't know everything all the time. Sometimes you've got to check things. Do everything in one take, don't we? This is what I wanted. That's the window I'm after. You can hold that from above here, and you can just hold the hop in. And if you're on attack, before you jump in this window, make sure there's no holes here. Drone it. There's a drone hole really close. The drone hole's just there. Make sure you drone it before you jump in. Then, of course, you've got this angle here, where you can watch anyone coming up the stairs as well. So you can watch them jump in the window, and then you can watch the stairs. Don't look at the stairs like this, because you're asking to die. You want to look at the stairs this way. So when the attacker's coming up the stairs, let's give a demonstration. If I'm an attacker, the first thing I do when I get here is check this, and I'm going to shoot you in the face if you're looking through there. As I come up here, though, I'm now more bothered about this, and you shoot me in the back when I've walked past there. That's pretty much it. I've only got one shotgun shell left, so that's a shocker. Oh yeah, holding geisha is dead important. Holding drums very important. And sort of go from there, really. Mute's very, very good on this site, on both sides of the map. But again, higher elo, defend over there. Lower elo, you might not have to worry about it too much. Right, over to office and exhibition then, and we're going to go through the reinforcements first. We've got 2 on the main breach in office, 1 on the triple wall to the right-hand side, and 1 in the middle of the triple wall behind there in office. Then we've got 1 on the left-hand side of the exhibition wall here, and then 1 on the right-hand side of the exhibition wall there. It will all become clear as to why these are soft. We've got the VIP single wall reinforced. And that's it. So 1, 2 on the breach. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That can't be right, so we've got 2 left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can't count. That's 8 reinforcements. Right, rotates. And why do we leave these soft? We'll come on to that shortly. So rotates.
I like to do a multiple rotate here. A line of sight here, and I'll go through why I'm doing all of this in a second. I know people have said that they like the videos when I say why I do something. I know it takes a little bit longer, but I don't want to just say to you, oh, you put a line of sight here and you put a line of sight here and then run away. Because then you're like, well, why am I doing that? So I'll go through them in a second. We then want rotates. There. Now, what I'm not showing you here, like I did on the last site, is, again, when you're defending the east side, you're definitely going to want some kind of reinforcement and defense over on the right side, around T, Karaoke, and Geisha especially, but absolutely around Dragon and around Terrace. So, Terrace, yeah, sorry, I had a brain fart then thinking that wasn't called Terrace for some reason. So, why have we made those rotates and what have we made them for? To go through these two first, it means you can stand on this window and you can, stand on this desk, you can now hold this window, and you can hold this door. Obviously, you've just got to be careful, because if you're getting pushed from both sides, you're going to get a shot from both sides, but you can just move backwards. There's a wall here, so you can move backwards and hold this area, and then peek the window if you need to. As soon as this breach gets opened, it can be difficult, so I highly recommend putting your cade claws somewhere snazzy. At this site, you can shoot out this door. You can shoot out that cupboard and put a cade claw in there. You can come around this side. You can get a cade claw in here as well, which makes them a little bit more protected. It means they're not going to find them as easily when it comes to using the EMPs. Absolutely watch this drone hole for Flores, Bravo, and Twitch. They come through here all the time, so watch this drone hole. By playing mute, if you place a mute jammer here, it's going to completely nullify that drone hole. Don't put your mute jammer here, because it's going to get shot from that window, so make sure you put it here instead. Another good tip for mute jammers, even though I know we were just talking about lines of sight, is right here. This is going to not only mute this wall off, but it's also going to mean the area to get a drone in. The circumference and diameter, or whatever you want to call it, of the mute jammer comes out to about here, so it's going to do some drone denial here as well. The other rotates are here for Terrace. Now you can hold drum door. You do one tight on. You can now hold drum from here. You can swing around and hold the walk in there as well from the main breach. And then this, exactly the same this side. You can now hold top dragon. And you can push out if you need to. This site's all about having maneuverability around the site. You don't just want to be penned into office and exhibition. You can also do a line of sight here and here if you want to. You can pick which side you want to do. Now you can play behind the reinforced wall and peek the breach if you need to. If you're peeking this side, you've got to watch for this, because you get people lurking on this window all the time. So maybe go that side just to be a bit safer, because I know it can be tempting to do this and then you're going to get domed in the back of your head from here. So these two rotates people don't often do, but I think it's dead important, because if you don't make this rotate, the only way for you to get into Terrace is through this door, and there's going to be someone around here. There's probably going to be someone in drum. There's going to be someone on the window. It's difficult to maneuver around, but you can play here. And you can watch house stairs walking, you can watch VIP single, you can watch samurai window, you can go out and peek onto the breach aggressively, you can peek onto the window, you can hold drum. It's just an unbelievably powerful position from here. You can even, from here as well, then peek the breach. You can come, if you know this side's clear, the reason we make this rotate is someone here can hide from the breach using the reinforcements, but then peek onto the breach if they need to, using this for cover. This is a really strong position later in the round when you know somebody needs to push through the breach. And hold from behind here and use it. I just shot the reinforced wall there. Using this reinforced wall for cover and the bar for cover, you can peek around here. Obviously watch out for the drum door, but that's why you've got your teammate here. Get what I'm going? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Anyway, oh, we haven't shot the radio. That's embarrassing. So there you go. That's how I defend office and exhibition as well. You've got to watch this window. A frostmat here works wonders if you've got one. And also, you've got to watch the house stairs walk up. Now, just be careful again. All of this floor is soft around exhibition and office. All of this here. And also, by the way, if you want to, just for a bit of an attacking tip, defenders will stand here all the time. So, just have a look at where I've just made those holes. When you come underneath, if you ever want to get a free grenade kill on this site, use this lamp as a reference and just go nade just behind it. That's the back of the desk there. I'm sure Siege designs maps like this with things like this in mind, or it's just pure luck, I don't know. But the reason I say that is that lamp isn't central, right? If you were just designing this room, you'd put the lamp centrally, surely. Which would then go here. but it isn't central. I don't know. It's not even like in the center of the tile. It's a bit to the left of the tile. I'm sure when they designed the maps, they put things like this in as reference points. So if you ever want to come and nade below, you know that there's the lamp, literally where the table is, and then you can just nade just behind. That's pretty much it. That's how you defend Office Exhibition. If you can try and deny the main breach, obviously you're onto a winner. Use Cade Claws. Try and bandit trick. Oh, one thing I haven't mentioned. If you're bandit tricking, again, all this is soft, so bandit's going to get naded from below. And there's a window here, which makes it super easy to nade from below. If you're bandit tricking, you must play Wamai. And if you're playing Wamai, you just put a Wamai disc here. So when they throw the nade to nade from below, the disc traps it. And then what you can do is what I ask my teammates to do. And there's a good friend who plays in the stat called Strafe. Strafe will often play Wamai here. And what he'll do, he'll throw one disc there. And if one disc gets blown up, he'll play around here holding this area. And if one disc gets destroyed, he'll throw another to catch that second grenade. What you don't want to do is put one disc here and one disc here, because when the first disc catches the grenade, it's going to blow up the second disc, right? Also, what you can do is, if you're playing Mute or Soulless, you can check for Claymores here. If you're playing Soulless, obviously if you're Mute, you can just mute this window. And if there's a Claymore either side, you'll get the points that says Claymore muted or whatever it says, something like that. And you know the Claymore's then dud. And you can run out, because this is the main breach here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to go far enough back to show you. That's the main breach there. You get people on rappel here all the time. So this gets Claymored a lot. If you're Soulless, you can check if there's one there. If you're Mute, you can mute both sides of the window. Jump out. Couple of kills on the rappel, jump back in. That's just me going on about this site for probably a little bit too long now. But that's Office and Exhibition. We'll probably cover the other two sites on a different video, because Barbecue Kitchen and the house site is just not really played that often. So there we have it. That's how to defend Skyscraper on those two sites. Solid sites, fun to play, fun to attack and to defend. Skyscraper's a good map. I say it every time, but this channel's nothing without the people that watch it. So a massive thank you to you. If you've watched 10 seconds or if you've watched the full thing, I really, really appreciate it. Nice one. Other than that, I'll see you on the next one. Cheers!